PeterMSenge, The Path of Least Resistance for Managers. In The Path of Least Resistance for Managers, PeterMSenge emphasizes the importance of understanding and utilizing the principle of least resistance for organizational development. This principle, which states that energy moves where it is easiest to go, is a natural law that governs organizations as much as it does nature. By harnessing this principle, managers can create pathways for successful change, fostering innovation and overcoming obstacles. Through the concept of structural tension between current and desired states, the book proposes strategies to align internal goals and create actionable plans for sustainable success. Senge also outlines 9 laws of organizational structure, providing insights into how they can be used to promote advancement and prevent oscillation in a company's performance.
The principle of least resistance. In his book, the author emphasizes the importance of recognizing the principle of least resistance and following it to accomplish organizational goals. The principle is based on the truth that energy moves where it is easiest to go. Therefore, for any organization to bring about change, it must find a path of least resistance to follow. Failure to do so will result in the continuation of old patterns. To bring about change, you first need to understand the organization's current path and find a new route that encounters the least resistance. This will allow you to create new possibilities for success. The author warns that any efforts to fix problematic situations without changing the path will not be effective in the long run. The author highlights that structure plays an essential role in how organizations function. It's not just the boxes on an organizational chart that show who reports to whom. Instead, there is a deeper internal structure that impacts various parts, such as people, resources, and values. This structure has a significant impact on the organization, such as unclear strategies and interorganizational conflicts. The book concludes that the principle of structural tension, which involves knowing what an organization wants to create and knowing its relationship to its goals, is a powerful force an organization can have. In summary, learning about these inescapable structural laws allows for the redesigning of an organization by working with the laws of nature rather than against them. In this way, you can create a strategic alliance with Mother Nature rather than trying to fool her. The law of organizational structure. Organizations can either oscillate or advance, according to the first law of organizational structure. In organizations designed for structural advancement, success leads to long-term success as even failures are seen as opportunities for further advancement. However, in organizations set up for structural oscillation, success is only temporary, with progress constantly followed by regression. The key to identifying organizations set up for advancement is to determine if their achievements lead to further achievements. Ultimately, this law highlights the importance of creating a culture that values learning and constant improvement. The second law of organizational structure. Organizations that oscillate between advancement and reversal experience neutralized success. It's crucial to design structures that promote continual progress instead of structural oscillation. The rocking chair and car analogies make the distinction between the two clear. For real success, organizations need to advance consistently in one direction instead of moving back and forth. The pitfalls of oscillating structures. Oscillating structures in organizations can hinder success by creating conflict and division. Any progress made in one department can lead to problems in another, ultimately hindering productivity and overall success. For instance, an increase in sales may overwhelm production capacity. Redesigning organizational structure. In order to achieve long-term success, organizations must embrace change and redesign their structure. There are several laws that govern organizational structure, including the third law which states that if the structure remains unchanged, behavior will revert to its previous state. The fourth law emphasizes the need for a change in structure to bring about a change in behavior. The key to advancement lies in creating structural tension through discrepancies between desired and actual states. Goals must be aligned and defined clearly, with an overarching goal for the entire organization, supported by strategic business and management goals. Realistic goals require an honest assessment of current reality, including facing bad news. By embracing change and working with structural laws, organizations can create a path of least resistance that leads to success. Dominating structural tension. The fifth law of organizational structure states that dominating structural tension leads to success. It creates a chain reaction of actions, evaluations, adjustments, and more actions. This process helps people innovate and reach their goals. Design or redesign your organization with various tools like structural tension charting, action planning, telescoping, evaluation, and checklists. Use these tools to identify your goals, list step-by-step actions with due dates and accountabilities, develop increasingly specific goals within goals, assess results, and evaluate progress. Dominate your organizational structure to advance and succeed. Achieving structural advancement. Organizations experiencing structural conflict often oscillate between competing tension resolution systems, resulting in a shift of dominance. This process affects the success of the organization, making success only transitory when oscillation rules the roost. Transforming an organization calls for change, but the desire for change brings instability, leading to resistance. This resistance can prompt managers to retreat from efforts to bring change, allowing the organization to resort to the status quo. Success breeds long-term success, and embracing change can help achieve structural advancement and drive an organization towards sustainable success. Moving past oscillation. The seventh law of organizational structure states that an inadequate structure cannot be fixed through problem solving. Instead, a shift towards true change is necessary to recast the organization. Furthermore, in organizations that oscillate, success is neutralized, while in those that advance, it succeeds. By abandoning a problem-solving focus, which only reduces a problem's intensity temporarily, organizations can move towards proper change in their fundamental structure rather than repeating the cycle of temporary relief followed by recurrence. This approach is key in avoiding the failure of TQM or re-engineering efforts. Redesigning your organization. To effectively redesign your organization, you must establish a compelling organizing principle and align all sub-goals with that principle. Without a unifying purpose, your organization will oscillate, resulting in structural conflicts and ultimately hampering progress. It's crucial to define a business strategy that communicates your organization's purpose and how it generates wealth. Even as your overall purpose evolves over time, ensuring your organization is working towards that singular goal is essential. A sense of spirit and excitement about where your organization is headed will help drive progress and establish equilibrium. Defining work and culture. Establish a shared vision to coordinate your company's people, systems, and resources and inspire values that move people. In doing so, you frame your true vision, aspirations, and values, which dominate an organization and displace other competing values, as per the 9th law of organizational structure.
In conclusion, The Path of Least Resistance for Managers offers valuable insights into the importance of understanding natural laws, governing organizational structures, and the role of structural tension in creating lasting change. By recognizing these principles and utilizing tools such as structural tension charting, action planning, and evaluation, managers can develop coherent organizational goals and promote a unified purpose throughout the company. By establishing a senior organizing principle and embracing values that support it, organizations can create a path of least resistance that leads to long-term success. This book serves as a powerful guide for those seeking to work alongside natural laws and leverage a deeper understanding of organizational structures for a thriving and sustainable future.